Welcome to the Alpha Male Podcast, brought to you by fuckmuslimscoffee.com, where you can exclusively buy coffee that every dollar will go to getting a bullet for a Blackwater agent to put through the skull of a 4-year-old child learning to read. Today's guest is Matt, super awesome, and he is the owner of Fuck Muslims Coffee, and also inventor of Truck Nuts. That was special for all the audio only listeners. That was a fun first minute there. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I know I say it every week, and I don't care. I'm going to say it again. Probably going to be a shorter episode, just because I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it tonight. I will say, excuse me, right off the bat for all of the coughing, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot. I went running this morning, and might have pushed myself a little harder than maybe I should. I'll get into that. I'll get into that a little bit more, I think. But yeah, basically, like, I really opened up my lungs today, and I've been paying for it all day long with coughing. Like, I normally cough anyways for a little bit after a run. Especially if it's like a decent run. I'll normally cough for a little bit anyways. I swear it's not COVID. I'll normally cough anyways for a little bit, but I've been coughing all day long. And I was sick last week, so I'm sure that plays a part too. Basically, like, last Sunday, Ro was like, I think I'm getting a head cold, and I didn't feel anything. And then on Monday, she was just not feeling good, and I again was feeling fine. And Monday night, she came over to my place, and she just wanted to get right in bed, which was fine. It's I followed suit. I was ready to just jump in bed with her. And but Tuesday morning I woke up and I was like, yeah, I sent her a text and I was like, by the way, there's no one else in the world I would be more happy to get a cold from, because I could feel it by Tuesday. And I ended up calling in sick on Thursday, just because I was like, I just need a fucking day to, like, relax, chill out. Hopefully, like, that would really kick the whatever, help me get over it by just taking a day to chill out. And it did okay. It did okay to do that. Hey, thanks, Justin. Justin said feel better. And she said, I warned you. Ro just commented, I warned you. And she's saying I warned you because last night I was like, I'm going to go running tomorrow still. And she was like, don't do it. You're still sick, and you need. And I disagree. I still am standing firm in my disagreement of what she said last night. She was like, don't do it. You're just going to make yourself more sick. And I don't think that I made myself more sick. I just like was breathing deeper this morning. I don't care if it's bullshit. I was breathing deeper this morning, and really opened up some capillaries in my lungs that probably haven't been opened up in a long time. And I've been paying for it all day with this cough that I'm hoping will be gone tomorrow. But I was running this morning and I was knocking out my peak pace was 7.5 minute mile. I don't think that I could sustain that pace. I was doing interval running. This week is a 3-minute run, a 90-second walk, a 5-minute run, a 3-minute walk, and then repeat those one more time. So I think during like my last 3-minute run, or maybe even my last like minute or two in that like final minute or two of the entire thing, I tried to really crank it out, and not a great idea. Like I finished my run and started walking, and it's like a 5-minute cool down. I started walking, and I think within 30 seconds of walking, I thought that I was going to throw up. So I pushed myself maybe a little harder than I should have this morning, but it felt good, so whatever. I guess I'll just jump right into that. Like why, like, so here's what happened, right? So me and Rose's relationship is very fluid. I think that's the best way to put it. It's very fluid. We change it as it needs changing. Like, it has never gotten boring. It's never in almost a year. It's never felt stale or routine or boring. And I think that a lot of that has to do with, like, we constantly are revisiting our relationship and seeing what, if there's a way we can make it better, or if there's something we need to change, or something that needs to change. So I remember back in August or September, when I was still working on this place that I now call my place. I remember working on it back then, before I had moved in, probably about 2 or 3 weeks before I moved in permanently. Rose saying to me, like, when you start living, because we were living together, like I was sleeping at her house every night for 2 or 3 months, and I remember her saying, when you move into your place and start staying there, like you're gonna have to do it gradually. Like, I don't want to be without you every night. And I told her then, like, I had no expectation of spending any nights apart from each other. Like, I intend to still stay with you. Like, I intend to, if I'm staying at my place, then you're staying there with me. And if you're staying, and if it's going to be your place in Portsmouth, then I'm staying there with you. I don't want to spend nights apart, which made her feel a lot better. And then, as time goes on, things kind of change a little bit. And so anyways, I guess what I'm getting at is, the other day she comes and she starts talking to me, and she told me afterwards, she was like, I didn't intend to say all of that, but it was kind of like, it was like she opened her fucking brain like a dump truck, and just thoughts all came pouring out all at once. And she's telling me, like, I want to spend time at my place, and I want to spend, I don't want to put this the wrong way, because I don't want anyone to get fucking freaked out. She was saying, like, time apart, like, as an opportunity to miss each other. Not time apart like we're going to break up. Nothing like that. Absolutely nothing like that. Our relationship is stronger than ever. It gets stronger by the day, in my opinion anyways. But she was saying, like, time apart, or time to miss each other, like spending nights apart. And she was saying, I've talked before on this show about my bad or poor boundaries over the years, and she admittedly said, like, that was kind of I don't know if fear's the right word, but a concern. That's probably a better word. Like, a concern way back in August, September, of, like, falling into old habits of, if she wasn't staying with me for the night, would I just end up fucking drinking, half a bottle or a full bottle of bourbon? Like, I think I talked about that last week, about how fucking bad my drinking was a year ago. And the things that led me to do. I would just drink and drink and drink. And it was not healthy in more ways than one. It was not healthy. And so she said, like, that was a concern of, back in August, September, but now we're in a different place. And I am, now I have these strong boundaries in place, and I behave much differently than I ever have, because of her, and I'm drinking so much fucking less. I can see it in my wallet when I took this new position with the post office, which pays less, and I'm getting less overtime because of the new position, and I'm not struggling because I'm not spending, $200 or $400 a month on bourbon. It was actually closer to $200 a paycheck was what I was spending on bourbon. I remember back in October when Ro and I did Sober October last year. She in like September or something like that. I think it was in September when I first brought it up. She said, let's put away the money that we would spend on alcohol, and we'll use that to go away for a weekend, and we'll use that money that way. I think that's what the deal was. Although I don't remember going away for a weekend in October. We may have. Oh, we went to Rangeley. That's right. We went to Rangeley. We were going to go to a hotel, and then I think that it was like way too expensive. Like it was going to be like $600 or $700, and we decided not to. So we went to Rangeley instead. But in September, anyways, when she brings it up, she's like, I want to, so let's figure out what we're spending on alcohol a month. And she runs her fucking finances on her 30-pack of Coors Light that costs $20 and lasts her like a week. Or maybe more, and she's like, "Yep, I spend about $60 a month on alcohol." And I was like, "All right, let's see here. A bottle of Knob Creek is $55. I buy 3 of those a week. Like by my math, like plus beer, like Sam Adams beer, whatever I'm drinking at the time. Like my math on it was I was spending like I think it was like $550 or $600 a month on alcohol." She was like, Jesus Christ. Like, she didn't realize, like, just how much I was spending. And honestly, I didn't faze me at all because, A, what else am I going to spend the money on? And B, it's not like I was missing bills because of my alcohol consumption. That's how I justified spending that much money. So, yeah. And Justin said, time apart makes the heart grow. Yeah, that's... Yes, that's it. And Rochelle said, yes, stronger every day, mate. Yes, we are. Yeah, time apart definitely like will help. I don't know. It's not like we need help at all. It's just an opportunity to miss each other, which I think is nice. And it's an opportunity for me to spend the night doing whatever the fuck I want, essentially. I just talked last week about like a boredom overload or whatever. And when she brought this up the other day, I was like, sweet, finally I can have some time to play Fallout 4. Which, speaking of which, does anyone play Cyberpunk 2077? Because that's a game I'm considering buying. Because it looks cool, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into a whole new fucking game. But also it gives me time to study. I got so much fucking studying to do for this whole airplane thing. I haven't done any flying late. Well, I did fly like 2 weeks ago. But I don't know when I'm going to be able to fly again. I'm hoping another week or two I'll be able to go flying again. So yeah. Hi, Katie, who says fonder. Oh, okay. So anyways, yeah, so she's talking about the I called it a relationship change. I don't know if anyone else would call it that. It's not really, it's really just a modification to our current our current routine, if you will. Even though I just said it's never felt routine. It's just a change in how we currently do things. So one night a week, I'll spend the night here at my place with my little buddy Graphite, and she'll spend the night at her place with her cat Renna. Plus on Wednesday, because we decided to do that on Wednesdays. So like on Wednesdays, she's, sometimes she goes to see her mom and she's there until 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Or right now she's coaching little league or middle school softball. So she's got shit going on Wednesdays, and I can get out of work and come here and study and play video games. And I would say I can do all the dipping that I want, but I think I'm slowly weaning away from that. Just because this last week of being ill, if you will, I just have not had the urge to do it. I just haven't really had any urge to do it as often. Like, I was probably dipping half a can a day for the last, I don't know, 8 or 9 months. And then in the last week it's been like I'll put one lip in like maybe 2 or 3 times a day. I'm just not as interested in it. So I don't know if that just has to do with the sickness. I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to stopping. I just also don't really see a desire to right now. But that's how I felt about smoking. Smoking, I thought I'd never fucking quit smoking. And then one day I got sick. I got a head cold, just like I've had this last week. I got a head cold, and after that head cold, I didn't want to smoke anymore. I just didn't smoke for the 3 or 4 days that I had the head cold. And when the head cold was over, I was like, yeah, I don't think I need to do that anymore. And I stopped. So maybe, but also, okay. Yeah. So back to this whole relationship, modification, and she said that I could say this, and if she forgets, well, that's her fault. She told me that she wants me to start keeping track of our sexual behavior. Let's see here next time. Hit that. So she wants me to keep track of our sexual behavior. Because she usually does that. You know, she's been doing that since we started dating, where she like puts a little heart in her calendar. And then, you know, the other day she was like, I want you to start taking care of that. I want that to be your responsibility to start tracking how often we may or may not have sex. So immediately I was like, yeah, sure, okay, I can probably do that. I think I can manage. And it sounds fucking stupid. Maybe if you're a guy who's never done that before, to me it sounds fucking stupid for me to do it, me personally, because I'm so bad at keeping track of fucking anything. I'm so bad at, like, even though my phone is always on me, it's always around, I don't have a lot of shit to do on my phone anyways. It should be easy for me to be like, okay, we had sex yesterday, and put that in the phone. And it's just not something that I think that I'll be but I'll try. But so anyway, so I download this app, which is funny to me. Firstly, it's if you go on, well, I got it from Google Play, so like Android phones. But if you go on Android, you know, onto Google Play, and type in, I think I typed in sex calendar is what I typed in, and I just chose the first option. And it took me a while to find it in my apps after I downloaded it, because it falls under just calendar. It's not named sex calendar. It falls under just calendar. And I think there's a reason here for that. And that reason is, I think that this app is for real players. This app is for real fucking pimps, because you can add however many girls you want that you're currently having sex with. So obviously I just have the one in there, and then but this was cool to me anyways. You can like add all sorts of different things, right? So like if I tap on the day, like I tap on today, right? And today pops up. And then I have kind of sex, right? And I can like name my own kind of sex if I want to. But there's like a thong panty, so like that's vaginal sex. There's a set of lips, that's oral sex. There's a little butt, that's obviously anal sex. There's a hand for hand jobs. There's a heart. I'm not really sure what the heart is. Okay, Rochelle also brings up a good point. Or at guys. you can add guys, I guess, if you're banging, if you're, yeah, okay, that makes sense. All right, that's fair. All right. I'm not sure what the heart is. Michael Ure, stick around. I'll answer that question if you stick around. There's a set of handcuffs if you've been having bondage, and there's a little laptop in case you just had cyber sex, right? You did some sexting. So you can add in any fucking one of these. You can add in multiple times a day, right? So if you have like vaginal sex, but you had sex like 4 times a day, like me and Ro may have had sex 3 times in one day. Maybe not. I don't fucking know. But if we did, then I could add in 3 times, right? This one bothers me though. It says female orgasm number of times. And that one bothers me because why does it not have male orgasm on there? What's that about? Condom option. This one also bothers me because it defaults to protected. So I don't understand why it defaults to protected. I do like this. Rate your sex. Good, bad. That's all you get. Good, bad. There's no awesome. There's no great. There's nowhere in between. It was good. Either the sex was good or the sex was bad. And then places to have sex, I thought was the most fun part. Because you can check off every place that you had sex in the course of your sex, right? So you got in bed, on a sofa, in a hotel, in a car, on the beach, in a tent, on a washing machine, on the table, on the chair, on a train, in a movie theater, in the shower, on the stairs. And by the way, shower sex is proof that water is not wet. On the stairs, in the pool or body of water, in a toilet, or I assume that's got to be on a toilet. I don't know who's having sex in a toilet, unless it's very British, right? Are you in the toilet? On a balcony, in the kitchen, in a shop, at a party, in the woods, on a boat, at a park, on a plane, at work, in an elevator, and on the floor. Those are all of your options, and you can check off as many of them as you want. And then you can add a little note, too. Sex is like pizza, says Justin. Yes, excellent point. And then you can add a little note in there. And then there's, you can scroll over to log. There's no data for that particular day. I haven't had any sex today. And then you can go to statistics, and it will show you fucking how much sex you're having by for the year and for the month. So I appreciate you, Ro, for putting this job in my hands. And then the other thing that she talked about when I've been on this fucking topic for 20 minutes now. The other thing that she talked about was that she was like, I don't really want to go running in the morning. She likes getting up and going for walks. And I was the one that was like, I want to start running. And she was like, look, I don't really want to get up. And I said, okay, that's fine, but I'm going to still get up and run. And I told her today that she kind of like, she may be like an accidental motivator because like I told her that I want to run. So I'm fucking going to run. I'm going to do it because I told her I want to do it. Like the alarm went off at 5:25 this morning and I was like, I don't fucking want to do this shit. But I said I was going to. I told her I would. And so I did. I went out and knocked out 2 miles and, did some stretching before and got back to her apartment, and she had a water waiting for me. She was already up and moving around because she had to get to work, and she had a water waiting for me and a fucking banana on the table, and yeah, so yeah, that's about all of that. Michael Ure asked, what happened to Gun Shop Guys? I went over it a couple weeks ago, maybe even more than that, maybe a month ago on this show. But I'm willing to do that again. Basically, it was just it was a difference of it was creative differences, I guess, is the best way to put it. The show wasn't really, it was really stalled out to begin with. It was really stalled out as to where it was going. I think that all three of us had different opinions on where we wanted to see the show go, or how we wanted it to operate. I can tell you that I was getting bored. To me, it felt like every Monday I was going in there and going over some of the same stuff, and the show was never ever what I wanted it to be. The show was never the show that I envisioned when we first sat down almost 2 years ago. Me, Vinny, and Harry all sat down one night, and I was under the impression that the show was going to be just three friends who treated it as if you walked into a gun shop. If you walked into a gun store anywhere in the fucking country, you can just go in and start talking to the guy behind the counter. You can go in and just have a conversation about fucking anything. It doesn't have to be scripted. It doesn't have to be anything at all. Just, you can walk in and just start talking. You can start talking about your day. You can start talking about, oh man, my fucking wife is leaving me. Or you can, whatever. It was never supposed to be what I thought it was turning into, which was kind of a woke podcast that just covered a lot of news every week and whatever was hot in the news, or not even what was hot in the news sometimes. Like last year we talked about Tiger King, and all I could think of is, why are we talking about a stupid fucking Netflix show that I then wasted 7 hours of my life watching because I was told I had to watch it? That felt like punishment for not watching it. So, but yeah, it just kind of stalled out, and yeah. So, but obviously, I still do my show, and Stan from Gun Shop Guys, me and Stan both started a new podcast that you can find called We Deliver. If you look up on Facebook, We Deliver Podcast. That's where you can find us, and the episodes and the links are in there. There's 3 episodes up right now. We just did an episode last weekend, and now we have 3 episodes. So, yeah. So that's what happened to Gun Shop Guys. I don't know what happens to it from here. The RSS feed is still active. All 88 episodes or whatever are still there. Who knows, maybe one day me, Vinny, and Stan will be like, hey, it's fucking Sunday, you want to hang out and do a show? Yeah, sure. That could happen. I have no idea. But yeah, as of right now, Gun Shop Guys has not had an episode in 2 months. So, and as I keep saying every Monday, I don't miss it that much. I hate to say that. I obviously miss seeing Vinny on Monday nights and Stan every Monday night. I miss the hangout, but the hangout was why I was there in the first place. I was never there to talk about, what's hot in the news, or explain why Trump should have fucking said something about George Floyd. Or to talk about why Black Rifle Coffee is fucking stupid. I was never there for that shit, so I don't really miss it. If it had been what I thought it was going to be in the first place, then I'd be happy to have continued, and I think that it could have been a great show. But just talking about the news every fucking week and what's hot in the news is not my thing. I like to talk about dumb shit. Like, wasn't the Oscars last weekend? And this is not a rip of Ricky Gervais's awesome thing that he said. But I was thinking about the Oscars the other day after they happened, because I went home and Ro was like, oh, the Oscars are on, and I was like, I've never fucking watched these. I never know when they're on. The only like award show that I've ever watched was the MTV Awards. The MTV used to do awards for movies and stuff. They had like their own thing. Those were the only ones that I ever watched, and all of them are fucking stupid. Firstly, I've never gotten a fucking award for just going to work and doing my fucking job, no matter how good I've done it. And that's all these dorks do, is their job. They're just going to a place and they're doing a job, all right? And they they go to this stupid little function where they wear their fucking $4,000 suits, if not more. Their suits and their dresses. Jesus fucking Christ. The dresses that some of these actresses wear are probably $10, $12, $20,000. You know, I know that, I think that Jay-Z one year had like over $100,000 worth of diamonds around his neck. Okay, that's a bad example because he's not an actor, but that's a music award, right? But all these fucking people do is they go there and they have to pretend to do the thing that they are absolutely fucking terrible at doing, which is display humility. None of them are fucking good at that. All of them think that they have some sort of, that they have some sort of, I don't know, that they stand above us in some way just because they wanted to go and do a job. All right. Congratulations. I'm glad that you wanted to go and do a job. All right. But I have a job too. And I've never had a fucking award ceremony for doing it. All right. And there's plenty of jobs in this country, in this great country, that do have some sort of award thing, but you'll never see one of these fucking award banquets for fucking Walmart or the police department or the fire department or a city put them on, or the post office or the fucking Best Buy. I don't care. You'll never see any one of these things where someone shows up in a $10,000 dress. Like, talk about insult to injury. For you to for you to, after the year of people being laid off, people losing their houses, people losing, maybe I didn't really lose. I upgraded my relationship, but still a relationship ended, and I wouldn't put that all on COVID, but it might have played a factor. I'm not 100% positive on that. It may have played a factor, but nonetheless, I'm glad how it went. But anyways, there were people who lost relationships, lost friends. There's plenty of people out there who lost friends. And after this year of this, you have this fucking get together that you televise, and you have the audacity to walk in there with a $10,000 dress and talk about the plight of the low guy. I'm not saying that, we should have socialism in any sort of way. That's not what I'm saying, but at least have some fucking humility. So that's what I think about the Oscars or the Grammys or whatever the fuck it was last week. Justin said the MTV ones. Oh, Michael too. Both said the MTV ones were cool and the Nickelodeon one too. Yeah, as a kid, I remember the Nickelodeon ones, and those were cool. Those were cool to watch. The MTV Music Awards, those were great. God damn it. I really hope this whole, coughing thing ends overnight. Yeah. All right, I get a couple more things to talk about, and then I'm gonna bounce. I guess firstly I got to get out of the way some advertising. AdamandEve.com. You can go to AdamandEve.com. Use offer code adulting. You'll get 50% off any one item. You'll also get free shipping, and you'll get a little gift pack. On their homepage right now is something called. It's new and exclusive. It is called the Satisfier Breathless by Adam and Eve. And I wonder, because it's new and exclusive, will my offer code work on that? Let's find out. Let me delete the penis pump from my cart. And now I just have the Satisfier Breathless by Adam and Eve, which retails at $69.99, a very apropos price for that. And you've applied, take 50% off. Yep. Okay, cool. So it didn't take 50% off. It looks like it took about 25% off. Looks like it took $22 off of it. Looks like it took $22 off of it, or $20 off of it, something like that. It took it from $69.99 to $55.99, so it took $14 off of it. Somehow it says you save $22. I'm not really sure what that's all about, but whatever. It still took some money off of it. This thing is, well, it's quite the contraption. It's an air pulse stimulation and vibration. It's got a very interesting shape to it. Ladies, for the lady listeners, I would suggest going and looking at this thing, because I've never seen anything like this. I don't know what the fuck this thing is. I've never seen a toy like this. And trust me, I've been looking at these toys for fucking 20 years. I will never forget the first time that I went into a sex shop. I left my ex-girlfriend in the car, and the guy behind the counter, when I checked out, said, "Jam her, man," which I was like, okay, cool. No wonder you work here. And then another time with the same girl, she was concerned that her father was going to call while she was inside the store, and I was like, it's not like you're going to be walking around here and someone's going to be shouting out, where's the giant 2-foot black dildos? That's not going to happen. What I really hope is that my sister and my nephew were within hearing distance of hearing me shout that out just now. So, okay. So that's Adam and Eve. 4HM Clothing. You can go to 4HM Clothing, buy anything on their site, buy anything at all. Any order over $50, use offer code adulting, and you'll get 10% off. How about that? All right, and that is my good friend Justin, who runs that show. 4HMclothing.com. Use offer code adulting. 10% off any order over $50. Go check them out. All right. Where's my fucking little document here? Here we go. All right. I got most of the things out of the way. In being sick, I took last Thursday off. I mentioned that, and I spent the day basically just watching movies, right? Like, I slept in. I ended up sleeping in at my place. I stayed here until like 1 in the afternoon. Then I left here to go to Portsmouth to Rose's place, and I spent the day there, just laying on the couch. I took like NyQuil at like fucking 4 in the afternoon. So I was kind of in and out of sleep all night. Right up until she got home. Like, she didn't get home until like 10 o'clock at night. And right before she got home, I texted her and I was like, when you get here, I'm probably just going to go to bed. Which is what I did. So, like, we spent half an hour together that day. But while I was there, I watched The Expendables 3. And when I say I watched it, I slept through most of it. Those fucking movies are just a jerk-off fest for currently old men. Like, that is just a dad boner for 2.5 hours for someone like my father, who's 75, right? Because it's Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes and Mel Gibson. It's like the last hoorah tour for all of the old action stars, right? And it's like they try to shove so many action stars into one movie that the movie ends up being just a total piece of shit. I forget what the movie was that they did that with a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but like, I'm talking early 2000s or so, early mid 2000s. They did that with a different movie where they shoved just a bunch of fucking high intensity action guys in there, and the movie ended up sucking because you just got too many people trying to take up too much shit. So those movies fucking suck. I don't know how anyone found them entertaining. Jason Statham is the only good part of those movies, and even in the third one, Ronda Rousey was in there, and she sucks as an actress. She sucked in Fast and Furious 7. She was in a movie a year or two ago called Mile 22 with Mark Wahlberg, and she sucked in that too. and then watching her in this stupid ass movie, she sucked in that too. Like, she really should just stick to fighting, okay? Or find, I don't know, find another lane. Figure it out. I don't know, but I don't understand why Fast and Furious keeps putting fighters in their movies. I mean, I guess you could start off with the fact that all of those movies suck too. All of those movies are goddamn terrible. This Fast and Furious 9 is going to be such a glorious fucking shit show of a movie. Watching their most recent trailer, they fucking hook a car and swing it around an island until it rolls over a bunch of times in a way that would kill anyone in the world except for fucking Dominic Toretto and his girlfriend Letty. Those movies are just so goddamn dumb. And then the other thing, so going from The Expendables, for me to have the audacity to say that The Expendables sucks, me and Ro have been watching a show this past week on Netflix called Shadow and Bone. I don't know how we found it. I think that we were just laying in bed one night and looking for what our next show was going to be, and we saw that and thought, fuck it, let's give it a try. And put it on, and we really liked it. And I really love it. There's this kid in the show called, his name is, the character name is Jesper. And he is fucking hysterical. I love him so much. Just his, firstly, he's the coolest way that I wish every gay guy on the planet would be. He's got his gaydar on for sure. So he's not flirting. Not that I don't think that there's a lot of gay guys out there flirting with just regular straight guys. It's probably happening more often than not. I don't know. And again, he's acting, so maybe all of that is just I'm not reading it correctly. I also don't care because it's my show. I'll do what I want. But this guy in the show, he's like a heist guy. Like, he fucking loves to plan how to steal shit. He carries these fucking 6 shooters, and he's always got this top hat on, but it's kind of just to the side, and he's just so slick. Every time this kid comes on the screen, I look at Ro, and I'm like, I fucking love him. So that show is 8 episodes. All of them are on Netflix right now, and we are going to be finishing presumably season 1 right now. I don't know if there'll be a season 2. Because who knows what kind of, let's see here. I'm typing in. There we go. Who knows what kind of cliffhanger ending it has. It doesn't. There's not a lot there in Google right now. Has not been confirmed as of 5 days ago. A Shadow and Bone season 2 has not been confirmed. So there's that. Two more things I want. I know I said shorter episode, and I think I'm winding down to the end here. But 2 more things I want to talk about. Justin said he likes the Mayan show. I never gave that a chance because I don't like spinoffs. Like, I never watched Better Call Saul. I never watched whatever the Walking Dead spinoff was, Fear the Walking Dead. I might have been interested in watching Fear the Walking Dead if it actually covered what the fuck happened at the beginning of all of it. And that was what they said was going to happen. When they fucking announced that show, they said, Fear the Walking Dead is going to take place before everything happens and explain what happened. And then I never watched it, but I heard that that's not what happened. So, so I think that's all I had to say about that. Yeah, Shadow and Bones. Yeah, so let me start with firstly, over the weekend, I meant to bring this up at the beginning of the show, but unfortunately it's the last thing in my notes. Was Chris Rawls. We had last week's show, I mentioned that, fan of this show, Chris, who also happens to be Rose's cousin, he passed away a little over a week ago, and the funeral for him was this past Friday, and it was just really nice to go to the funeral and meet his wife, who is now left behind with, I think a 15 and 16-year-old child, like a 15-year-old daughter and maybe a 14-year-old son. But, to meet her, and as soon as she saw me, she started laughing, and she was telling me about how Chris would be up watching this nonsense of a fucking show, and she would be telling him, come on, the kids have to go to bed. You got to shut that off. You can watch it later. It was just very funny to hear. And then I met his brother, Tony, who said the same thing, about the two of them watching this ridiculousness and how much they enjoy seeing it, and the times that I have Ro on, and the faces that Ro will make at me when I say something really fucking stupid or play a video of a guy putting his balls in another girl's ass. They would crack up laughing at that stuff. And it was nice to hear. And again, he's going to be very missed from the family, and definitely someone that I will miss very much as a fan of this show. He was always a pleasure to see show up in the comments. So Chris, wherever you're at, cheers to you, man, and thank you again for all of the things that you commented on here, and I will be thinking of you. So that was incredibly cool, though, to go there, and I guess he loved his shoes. The guy had next to his urn at the services was two pairs of different shoes, and then he had he had an Atari with Pitfall. So anyways, yeah, it was just cool. And then now to break that fucking sadness up, the last thing on my topic list for tonight, I'm sure many of you have heard of Silencer Shop. And I was psyched. So I've been wanting for a while. Anyone who's familiar with silencers for, suppressors for handguns or guns in general probably knows what the Maxim 9 is. And I've been wanting one for a long time. Maxim 9 is a handgun with an integrated suppressor. So it's just always suppressed, right? So for anyone that doesn't know, it's just always suppressed. It's always quiet. There's no screwing on, screwing off this thing. It's always there. So I've been wanting one for a couple of years. So I go to silencershop.com. I don't know, a week or two ago, and it says it's on back order. And then I also see on their website, purchase with Cordova and pay whatever amount over, pay whatever X amount per month. So I was like, okay, I'll apply for credit. I'll see if I'll actually get this credit on this Cordova thing, right? So I do it. I apply, and it approves me for an amount up to $2,500. And I was like, God damn. I now have a $2,500 credit card, essentially, to use on silencershop.com. I'm like, God damn, this is sick. I could buy, another suppressor for my regular handguns, and I could buy this Maxim 9 that I've been wanting, right? I was a little psyched, but also very hesitant because, like I said, this is a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And so I've been putting it off, sometimes at night when Ro's taking a shower or something, I'd go back to the website and look and consider, like, am I going to buy it? I don't fucking know. So this morning, I don't know why, this morning after my run, I'm sitting downstairs on the couch, and I pull up the website on my phone, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy this thing. I'll make the payments. It'll take a year or so to pay off. I'll make the payments on it, and it'll, whenever it comes through, because it's on back order right now. Plus, it takes 7 or 8 months for your NFA tax stamp to come through in the first place because it's an NFA item. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll make the payments on it, and one day I'm going to get a phone call from the gun store saying, hey, the gun's here, and it'll be a nice little surprise to myself, right? That'll be cool. And so I do that, and I go to the checkout, check off Credova, and the next page is all of your, like, signing your agreements with Credova. You guys are not going to believe this. I don't know dick about APRs. Like, I know it stands for annual percentage rate. I don't know how that differs from your monthly percentage rate or any of that shit. I don't know how that differs from when I buy a car and they tell me you get a 5% interest. I don't know what the fuck any of that shit means. All I know is that it means I'm giving a bank a bunch of fucking money. I go to this page for Credova to like sign the final papers on buying this Maxim 9. Now the Maxim 9 is $1,400 by itself, right? This Credova credit card comes with a 106% interest rate. And I saw that and thought, that has to be a typo. And then I scroll down a little further and I see the other stuff that's like, your purchase amount is $1,400 and the amount financed, or the amount of interest over the course of your quote unquote loan, because it's 36 months. You have to pay it off over the course of 36 months. The interest that you'll pay over 36 months is just over $2,000 is what it said. And then your final amount for everything is just over $3,400. $3,400 for a gun that is $1,400. I saw that and I was like, fuck that shit. I would rather just put away money in a savings account or whatever for the next 6 months and then buy it myself, like in cash. Fuck that shit. I mean, if I'm stupid enough that if I had looked at that and it said the APR on it was 20%, I bet I would have fucking hit play or hit continue, whatever it is. I would have fucking gone for it if it was 20%, which is still a ridiculous amount of money to pay in interest. But I would have done it. I bet I would have. But I saw 106% interest. I've never heard of such a crazy fucking thing. 106%. Have you ever heard? Please email adultingdonnypod@gmail.com. Please email me if you have ever paid 106% interest on anything. Yeah, okay. So, all right. Bye, everyone.